Live, Greg. You forgot how to do this, didn't you?
I'm live.
You forgot what this is all about. Well, we are here. It's Sunday morning here. Greg has agreed to come live, but people don't know. People aren't expecting us on. So
she was twisting my arms.
But everybody has missed you.
I don't know who these everybody.
They have been asking.
I can see Greg? That whole list of people.
They said already, people aren't expecting us to come on today.
So
this is an impromptu live.
So you do a pop-up live.
And they've been asking, where's Greg, sir?
Sir? I've been at work. I've been sleeping.
But, I mean, breaking news all over the U.S. all week. It's been like big talks about the Trumps. And first on my live stream, I'm going to tell you, Wednesday on my live stream, it was the day after the debates.
Yes.
So I was fired up.
Did you talk about the debates? Because those were hilarious.
I talked about the debates, but I was fired up because you know me, and I get into my politics, and I was like, many people had told me, they're like, calm down, Amanda, like, because I was fired up. But now I went live Friday because Trump had tested positive for the COVIDs, although it was Friday morning and he hadn't been hospitalized yet.
But didn't everybody think that this was going to happen at some point? I mean, when you...
Oh, Lord. Who's going to be the first? No. And let me tell you this, Greg.
You said a lot of people were missing me.
Allison hasn't come on once since you've been gone. Not once.
She's been lurking in the background.
Not once she came on. And when be still my beating heart, it's Mr. Amanda sending loves and hugs and don't be sloppy kissing my man, Allison.
I'm going to give the smolder.
No. Not once has she come on my live since you've been gone. You think this is funny?
Yeah. Look how you get.
I'm getting fired up.
It's not just Trump that fires you up.
You thought it was Allison. Trump getting me mad. Allison, I get me fired up more than anybody.
She's in love.
I still haven't figured out how to boot somebody from this, but I'm gonna figure it out for the next time. What did Rajiv say? Hi, President Trump having COVID. Sanjay said, bad timing for Trump. We pray for a speedy recovery and return to... How do I boot Sanjay too? Right. The person who said coronavirus was a normal fever.
He said it was fake. Don't you remember that?
He said it was
a Chinese hoax, he said at one point.
Well, you got to remember, India and China right now, I mean, it's bad, right? They had the conflicts on the border.
Hey, I get it.
So listen, they're going to be right there. They might like Trump for that. That guy right there, Sanjay, he might be all for Trump because of Trump's, what he has said about China.
Well,
you know?
The virus, I think everybody agrees, we know it originated in China, right?
Yeah.
Look at the United States response. It started over there. They're faring way better than we did.
That we are.
Right. Because it was downplayed and negated by this administration. And they mocked people for wearing masks and not wanting to go back to normal life. And look what happens when they did. They're all coming down with it. It's like, what did you think was going to happen? But these are the people that thought that once the election comes, the virus will mysteriously disappear.
Look what
That's not going to happen.
Rajiv said Joe Biden will be successfully elected next president. And then Sammy's talking about Trump. Even God doesn't want him to win again. Well,
Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, success. Yeah, some people are saying that it's all lies.
This is a hoax.
Yeah, that the president and all those people don't have COVID, that they're just using this for an election. Like either one, Trump's going to say he has it and then get over it and act like he's so tough he can even beat COVID, so vote for him. Or they're saying maybe he slips Joe Biden. I mean, Trump, Pence. Pence comes to president and then pardons him for all of his crimes.
Well, let's first talk about this whole hospital thing. Because number one, we haven't had a sitting president hospitalized.
Didn't one of them, like one of the Bushes, have a heart attack or
But
something?
that was
while they were in
after,
office?
not in office. Remember, the one Bush like choked on a pretzel? Remember that? I remember when W and Bush choked on a pretzel.
I remember when one of them was over at some state dinner, I think in Asia, and he started puking all over the table. Wasn't that Bush Sr.?
But they were never hospitalized. They were always when they're sick. I mean, the White House has plenty of, they said they can almost do any procedure or anything in the White House.
I'm sure they got a medical room set up at the White House.
So they really never had a serious enough case to hospitalize them since the last time was Reagan when he was attempted assassination.
Yeah, I mean, that was
in 81. What are you trying to do with your hair? Trying to look good for Allison? You better stop it. You better stop it. No, so for him to even go into the hospital and be hospitalized for this. But number two,
would show weakness. If you listen to him, he would say, oh, weak people go to the hospital.
And that's why I don't think it's any kind of hoax, is because Trump would rather lose than,
admit that he has a fake virus.
Admit that he would rather lose than his ego show any kind of little weakness or crack due to, especially something like COVID. If it was anything fake, he would have went out in the middle of protests and pretended to get shot or something.
Look at the facts. He's 74. He's overweight. He's in poor health, even though they keep saying he's in perfect health. I mean, he's got his own team of doctors, just like everybody that he gets up there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They're kind of scrutinized and told what they can say.
And now it's pretty funny not funny that he's sick. Like, even though y'all know how much I can't stand Trump, how I think he's evil and the devil and all that, I still wouldn't wish the virus on my worst enemy.
No, but when you engage in reckless behavior like that, you're kind of asking for it. And that goes for anybody in the whole world. And
if one good thing, silver lining that can come for this, I said this right here is God's work, is that he's continuing to spread the misinformation about the virus, continuing the spread here. Even yesterday, we still having daily counts of 1,000 people dying a day. We still have the most deaths of any other country. There's been 1 million deaths in the whole world, and we're 25% of it. So people are still continuing to call it hoax and all this misinformation because he spread it. Well, now maybe this is what the silver lining is. I think it'll make people realize this ain't.
But you've seen a lot of the supporters for him online already. Once they find out he's got the virus and has been hospitalized, now they're like, oh, this is serious. We should. It only affects them when it affects them. If it doesn't, you know what I mean? It's just something for the liberal left. They're crazy and they're ridiculous, wearing masks everywhere. They don't work, blah, blah, blah. The whole nine.
Well, you know what? A lot of memes have been going down with the Ruth Bader Ginsburg, right? Because they're saying the event that he got the virus from, and it's been a super spread event because now 10 people, 3 senators, Kelly Conaway, his top advisors, his aides, and all this
Chris Christie.
I don't know if you know him.
It's almost like every day new Republicans are popping up. Hey, I got COVID too.
And they all say they got it from this event, which it was the event he nominated the replacement for Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who this replacement is like against everything Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Ginsburg curse.
They're saying she won her first court case in heaven or with God against like she's doing God's work now, they saying.
Right.
Look, even false flag operator RBG did us good in heaven, and that's what they're saying. They're like, this is all our Priya's here. Let me catch up on comments real quick now that more people are coming. Except Allison's. We'll skip all the Allison's. What?
That's where we were at.
Oh, yeah. Good to see your husband on your live stream. Amanda, your live streams are great. But you're not super hot like Mr. Amanda.
They can't always be, but she's a good enough wife.
Hi, Rishi. Joe Biden is an honest statesman of United States. I believe Joe Biden's a good guy. And you know what?
He's a good guy.
I mean, they're still politicians.
And there is something to be said about the fact that he was a vice president for 8 years under Obama. And then you see where we're at in this country with the civil unrest. why didn't they do something more to take care of that during their time in the office? But then again, Republicans who were in power in the Senate and Congress fought them at every step of the way.
Well,
people don't seem to remember.
They keep saying that Democrats are too nice.
They
are.
When
Obama was in, they were too nice and gave in to them. And now when the power was safe, and when the power was switched, Republicans are never nice.
It's always that way. They want to be bipartisan. They're like, can't we all get together? Can't we all work together? And Republicans are like, no, I'm the kid that brought the ball.
And it's even shown
I don't want to play nice with you.
Since Trump got sick, I mean, it shows, one thing, what a nice guy Obama is. When Trump tested positive, before he even went in the hospital, Biden took down all his negative ads against Trump. All the negative ones. He took them down. And this wasn't even before he went to the hospital, knew it was really serious. This just when he tested positive, Biden took him down. Do you think if it was the roles reversed, that would have happened?
They probably would have heaped it all. They would have added stuff. Joe Biden's so weak he had to go to the hospital. He can't even battle a virus. How's he going to fight for the country?
Oh, yeah. It would have been much worse.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we at? Joe Biden on it. Oh, yeah. Trump misbehaves with America, which is not acceptable at all. I don't know what Rishi said. RBJ. Oh, yeah. Fabria. Hi, ma'am. Hi, Greg, sir. It's good to see you after so long. I miss you very much.
We missed you too, Fabria.
I see Fabria all the time. He didn't miss me. Oh, yeah. He misses. And he always asks for Greg. And I said, that was what I was like, I'm going to get Greg to come on.
She did. She pried me over here.
College tomorrow. Paul said, hi, man. Hi, Paul. Rajiv, today I was watching documentary of assassination of U.S. Senator Robert F. Kennedy at Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles. I could not sleep. I remember that was crazy. You don't get assassinations anymore, do you? you don't hear about presidents being assassinated anymore this day and age. But that was one thing with Trump even getting sick. They're asking his Secret Service. I mean, how does this put your country national security? Because now he's potentially, infected a Secret Service man that's always around him and things like that.
Everybody at KFC.
What did Neha say? Your husband had big boob.
You lied.
That's called man boobs. That's what Allison likes.
I'm the best of both
It was a hidden comment, so y'all might have not seen it. Arnav, hi Amanda, lots of love both of you. Wow, you guys, I am seeing you guys together for the first time. Arnav said he must have not have came. Greg used to come to live streams on Wednesday mornings when I would do them because he was furloughed because of COVID here. But you're back at work, hard back at work, huh?
Yeah.
And how has it been at the hospital with COVID?
Not as bad as it was in the springtime, even though there's more cases all over the country and even in the state. I just don't think they're as bad that people are coming.
You think before, once when they had a positive case, they would rush there. Now it's okay, a lot of people are getting. They're not as many people that are getting it need to be hospitalized. It's not that serious. The cases that they're getting. It's still probably about 7.5% of all the cases we test are positive. But still, this is what I'm saying, but still the number of deaths are around the same as the spring, daily deaths in the U.S. I mean, it was probably higher then, but it's not that much lower now. At least in our area. I can only speak to our area. Yeah, but that's true. But even in our area, they said the cases are spiking crazy high. But do you think a lot of people aren't going to hospital and things because unemployment's so high now, right? Unemployment's high, people laid off, don't have insurance now. Do you think a lot of people are not going to the hospital because they're afraid of hospital bills? No, because so many people would come to the hospital without the ability to pay before, and they would still show up because it's the law that we have to treat them. However, so your hospital, you serve a lower income area. Your hospital does. Yes, an underserved community. Mm-hmm. And that's why it was important that we passed the Medicaid expansion in the state, but it won't take effect until July 1st of next year. So when that happens, it's going to open up this expansion, this coverage for so many more people in
our area, that they'll be able to come to the hospital without fear of whether or not it's going to get paid. Now, people would come in and get served and get bills, and they wouldn't pay them.
Oh, look what Vicky said. Many people here whom I know are dead due to corona, including my dear one, my childhood memory. Oh, like a childhood boyfriend? Memory man. My childhood memory man. I pray for Trump's fast recovery. I will pray for better health and long life. Oh, she loves Trump. Vicky always has. Vicky will talk about, but it's easy. This is what I always say. It's easy to love Trump when you don't have to live in the country that he leads. You know? I mean, maybe not easy, but easier. You know? I'm like, yeah, maybe if I lived in a different country, I'd be like, oh yeah, ha, look at the joke America has for a leader. Yeah, get him in again, ha. I mean, I wouldn't wish that on any country. But when you're living in a country that all around you, like Vicky said, like she knows people, somebody who has died from it, right? And we have 1/4 of the deaths in the whole world. So probably the chances of everybody knowing somebody that's died from it, or many people that died from it, or families that have died from it here. And we still don't have a leader who takes it seriously, spreads false information about it, continue to call it hoax and things like that. And not even so seriously, like you can't protect yourself from it because you're acting like it's no big deal for re-election. So he can't even, when your president can't even be safe from it because they're acting like it's nothing, you know?
It's not putting America first. It's America last. He doesn't care. It's pretty clear. It's obvious. It should be that way for everybody in the world.
Rajiv, happy to see us together. Alice and Mr. Amanda is rocking a cup there, and I love it. Oh, your superheroes cup. Stop posing for Allison. I'm getting tired of this. Y'all tell, especially Pabria's here. Pabria, have you seen Allison on any of these live streams since Greg been gone? We all know the answer is no. Vicky's here every week on Wednesdays too. Vicky, have you seen Allison here? No, she only shows up when he comes. And we know why.
Rishi wants us to have pizza with Mark people.
What? Wait. Well, let me get to that comment. Joe Biden can become Joe Bitten.
Biden.
Oh, Biden. Why is he biting?
U.S. beware.
Please give shout
Vicky
out.
Thinks Joe Biden's like a vampire. He's going to drain our blood and run off to the bank.
I saw somebody tweet to me. They tweet because I've been on Twitter. I've been tweeting about when I was the debates. We were watching them together that night. I was tweeting away since Trump got COVID. I've been tweeting away since been hospitalized. I've been tweeting away. And someone replied to me. They're like, I'm scared of Joe Biden if he gets in. I'm like, what scares you about Joe Biden?
What's he going to do? The same thing they said about Obama when he got in. Remember, he's a Muslim. He's going to enact Sharia law. He's going to take your guns. We're going to be overrun with Muslims. It's going to be a mosque on every corner.
They said
None
that.
None of that happened. None of it happened. None of it's true.
And I'm like, look at Joe Biden. What can you be afraid of?
Right. He's too old to do anything.
Be afraid of Trump. He's the one up on TV at the debates calling for all the white supremacists.
Right.
All right, where was that? Oh yeah. Here in India, still locked down, not completely lifted. There are 2 types of COVID, one with symptoms and one with not symptoms. Yeah, we call it the asymptomatic. And here in America, pretty much, like especially our state, everything's open. Everything. I can't think of one thing shut down for COVID. And guess what? Our economy's still terrible because the virus is so spread around here. Nobody wants to go places because they're afraid they'll get affected, So even if everything is back open, Rajiv, it ain't going to do no good.
No.
We're living proof that you can open up everything with this virus and still the economy will be terrible. Right before Trump got sick, the job market analysis came out. Employment's still crazy high. Like it's not recovering. It's worse than they thought before, you know? Rishi, Have a pizza. Oh, that's what you're talking about, with a mark people and clean hand every people. I don't know what he's talking about. Rajiv said, love Joe Biden's press statement where he said Trump does not pay tax, but when he get defeated from White House, he will directly go to jail. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what I've been saying. Like, Trump wants to win, or kind of desperate to win, because if he doesn't, he's broken so many laws in there. And with his tax, I mean, they'll get him on tax fraud, number one. That's how they got Al Capone, the biggest gangster. They couldn't get him on murders and everything else he did.
Got him on tax evasion.
They got him on tax evasion. And even the things, and this is what I'm saying. Trump is in that White House now, and look at the stuff being leaked. And this is with him in power and has like the power to hide most of again. Wait till he's out and all the real information comes out. The stuff that he can no longer hide. Wait till that comes out.
Right.
That's when it's going to be crazy. You know?
Yep.
Better than, oh yeah, Iced Coffee was on. He's one of these, like, the globalists are going to take over the world. And I was like, I don't know much about this globalist.
Is he talking about like the deep state globalists, like the big, rich, powerful, like the Koch brothers and stuff like that?
Well, no, I think just world globalism. Better than the globalists, one world government, and having everything under control by the banks and large corporations.
Well, that's what a lot of people think. Is that no matter what country you live in or who's in power, there's this elite group of people that secretly pull all the puppet masters. They're pulling all the strings, and Trump's and dangling off one, and Putin and everybody, and they're just like playing with it.
Hope he doesn't drink bleach for cure. Well, that's one of the big things we're saying. Like all the stuff he touted before.
Yeah, he's not on the hydroxychloroquine.
Oh, that hydroxychloroquine.
He's not drinking bleach.
He was like telling people, oh, still, go hydroxy. They didn't give him that. He wants to preach it. Everybody else do it.
Today, he's against, he calls the people in the military suckers and losers, and he's against socialized medicine. And here he is getting the world's best socialized medicine in a military hospital.
Yeah.
So he goes off on all the stuff he takes advantage of. He goes off on mailing in your ballots, how it's fraudulent, and then he mails in his ballot. And people are just like, he's the greatest. I'm like, he's the biggest liar and hypocrite and charlatan there is.
He's a con
man. You
man.
guys are just right behind him. He's the biggest con man, and everybody that falls for it, they're duped. He's like Peter Piper leading you all off a cliff.
I know, Amanda, somewhere inside deep bottom of your heart, you both love and respect Mr. Trump.
No, not at all. not even close. You're out of your mind.
How can you? That's like saying you can, somewhere deep in your soul, you have respect for Hitler.
Right.
I'm like, no.
You really secretly.
I mean, he didn't get concentration camps of immigrants, but, but he didn't like lead them all to these gas chambers. But still, there's hundreds of thousands deaths on his hands because of his, not caring about citizens' lives, and would rather look good for re-election than take the virus seriously and save lives and keep our country and citizens safe. I mean, that's, to me, just as bad. He's still responsible for the death of thousands and thousands of people. Yeah. Allison, I'm only here for Mr. May. How do I block her? Is there a mute? Is there a mute button? Allison, I just can't believe. How does she know? Do you think every time she gets a little alert that I'm live, she goes and looks at the picture and then she was like, oh, it's just Amanda today?
Maybe.
I bet Allison, I'm talking to Allison right now, right here.
She just said you're nice too.
But I bet Wednesday when I'm on my live show without Greg, Mr. Amanda, I better see you there.
Make an appearance to make her happy.
You're loving it.
What?
Look, he was all over here fixing his hair. He's loving it. Joe Biden, then Joe Hayden. Then Joe got guidance. Oh, no. Creepy Joe. And that's another thing. Like they were saying that too. Joe sniffs people's hair. I'm like, Trump has been accused of.
Trump will grab women by the crotch and tell you that he'll do it. And when he's famous, he can do it and they'll let you do it. This guy's sniffing hair and you're saying like he's the worst pedophile in the history when Trump's definitely was friends with pedophile island.
Our tax money are being used to fight court cases against Trump that women accused he raped them when they were 14.
Right. Don't forget Trump ran those Miss Teen pageants and all that stuff. And
don't forget that he
go backstage in a costume.
Paid off a porn star that he had sex with. Like,
cheated on his wife. Let's not forget. But all the evangelicals and all the religious people will still back him. But if anybody else did it, just flip the script. If it was Biden was the president and this happened, or Obama was the president and any of this stuff happened, they would just
he'd be impeached.
Oh my God. The Republicans, the right would just go insane.
They tried to impeach Clinton for cheating on his wife in the Oval Office, right?
Right.
Trump
does it and they go, yeah, get some, Trump, do it.
Joe Biden, respectable person and deserves to be president. I mean,
he wouldn't be my choice, but since there's no other choice that could even
he's 100% the best choice.
Help remove Trump. It's got to be. He
still wasn't my first choice for a Democratic. He still wasn't my first choice for a Democratic,
right?
Like candidate.
Yeah, I liked a lot of the other ones better, but the Democrats threw their weight behind this guy, so that's what we got.
I mean, there might have been times I would even vote third party, just because. But not in this situation.
That's what I'm saying. Not a vote for Trump.
Or there may be times if they actually had a good Republican nominee, I might even vote for them against Biden. Like that's what I'm saying. It's not like I think he's the best and we're having parades for Biden. No, but he's the best for these choices by far.
Mm-hmm.
Anon. Hi, nice to see you guys back together with YouTube Live. Rajiv, I said, I don't know what he's saying. Virus count is high in U.S. because of high number of testing and honest reporting. I think it's, even if you have a high number of testing.
So if you went to Namibia and tested everybody, now they would be the highest. You know what I mean? Like that's not the case.
What about Canada? You think they went to Canada and tested everyone,
country.
And they would they would have more cases? No, that's what Trump, and that's what people were saying. They were like, "Oh, Trump could be positive for COVID." It's like, well, if they don't test him, then he won't have it.
Yeah, that's all. Take your own advice, Trump. You shouldn't have got tested. You never have COVID. It doesn't exist. Just like the people say, if you stop talking about racism, it'll just disappear.
Kata wants a shout out again. Hi, Kata. Pratham. Hi, Pratham. Lola J says Santa Claus. Here's Ice Ice Coffee.
He's a Trumper.
Trump made best use of the Democratic tax laws. Nothing illegal about that. But it's illegal. Well, not illegal, but what's wrong is that when he got in office, he made them even better for the rich, the tax laws. Right now, the rich are paying percentage-wise less than anybody. So they want to say, oh, he's just smart because he used it. He's smart because he used it, and then he got in office and made the tax laws even better for himself.
For all his rich buddies.
For all his rich buddies.
It's
and
what
himself.
The Republicans do.
Like he's like, oh, what did they tax me on last? Or what could they possibly tax me on? Let's pass that tax law so I don't have to pay that either. Mm-hmm. Like, is that not a con man? I'm just saying, that's not smart to me.
Doesn't matter if it's a Republican or tax law. It ain't right. The richest people pay the least amount. Tell me how any of that makes sense.
Percentage-wise,
Tell me how it makes any sense.
Doesn't.
They could pay millions of dollars and still be millionaires. But if you take half of somebody else's income that makes $50,000 a year, now they're on poor street.
That's why I'm for a flat tax, like straight across the board. Just give 10, 15%. Everybody pays that much percent of their tax. And that would hurt me because, I have a business and I can write things off and I pay more taxes than Trump. And what did someone tell me? They're like, you just need to get a better tax accountant. I'm like, or I'm just honest. I don't claim things that weren't for my business. You know, I don't.
You think I
try
can
to
get $70K for this hair?
That's what I'm saying. I never wrote off a haircut. You know, I don't think that's right. I don't think it's honest. I would have got a haircut anyway.
Right. And then Trump also undervalues his property so that when he reports them, that they're worth less than they actually are. I mean, he does every dirty, underhanded thing.
And there's 100% reason why he has hit his. Every president since Nixon, the last one that was, I mean, he left office because he was a big corrupt president, but every president since him has released their tax returns. There ain't nothing that Trump, they're being honest. That's a lie. He could release his tax returns.
If
There's
he
a reason
literally
he doesn't.
had nothing to hide and was completely open and honest and transparent with the American people, he would have been like, here, look how rich I am. Look how much I paid. Nothing phony going on here. But he's been fighting it tooth and nail ever since he got in office. He said he was going to release him early on. Never did.
Lied. He said he's doing a lot of things. Lied.
So if he's got nothing to hide, why?
Guess what?
Why hide it?
Biden's not president yet, and he released his.
He's like, here's what I did.
You know,
I don't get it.
People that hide things obviously have something to hide.
Straight up. Katrina's here.
Katrina's here. Oh, she's ready to talk about some Trump. Me and her been talking nonstop, you know, messaging back and forth about Trump. Lola J, thanks, Mr. President, for all the tales you've spun, the sheeple that you've won. Oh, they're singing a song. Lola J. Thanks, Mr. President, for all the tales you've spun, the sheeple you've won, the way you've kneeled neath COVID's heel.
Eating burgers by the ton.
Hey,
Lola.
Oh, I like Lola.
I like tons of burgers, too. Does that make
we do
me
like
bad?
We do like burgers, but I wear a mask. Will you give me some more coffee, please, baby?
You need some more?
He's a good guy. He always fills my drinks. Akshay is gone in London. Aniran said, Trump at least tweeted something positive after long, tweeted something positive after long, isn't it? Well, he's been, I know, with Katrina here, I know she's seen his videos and his tweets lately, right? Like that video from last night where he was going on about stuff, but then the video, or they tweeted pictures today of him they're like, oh, Trump's doing work from the hospital. And it was him signing a blank sheet of paper. I'm like, you're not even smart enough to stage things right, to make it. I'm like, we have
You sure he wasn't just doing his sight words?
His sight words. They had him doing math, 2 + 2. Remember Trump? But I'm like, we have a Kim Jong-un situation. Remember when Kim Jong-un was, and they're like, no, that's why all those memes are going around with the weekends from Bernie's, right? Where Bernie is that movie, Bernie had died, but they're pretending he's alive and carrying around this dead body. And he's, they're like, now they're doing that with Trump. They're like, all right, Trump, sit here. And they're getting him out of the hospital bed and probably giving him a little boost or something, But yeah, I was like, and that's what I was telling Katrina. I was like, if they really, and he, he's not even the one tweeting. He's not even, from what they say on his Twitter, I'm like, this don't even sound like him. They're trying to sound like him, but it's obvious. And if they want to make it believable, they should start retweeting some white supremacist stuff. They should start that. I was like, if they want to make us believe that's really Trump and he's tweeting and not as bad as he is, then go and retweet some of the Proud Boys white supremacy stuff. Go and call. Then yesterday they had them calling it the plague. I was like, if you want me to believe this Trump, you better call it the China virus, the Kung flu or something. Like, this ain't Trump. This ain't racist enough to be Trump. Protham said hi. There's Katrina. I was amazed to read about a woman in a polka dot dress who yelled and was happy of Senator Robert F. Kennedy being assassinated and escaped from their eyewitness theory.
Who's talking about that?
Yeah, that documentary. What's it called? I want to see it.
You both remember once I told you about Sweden's condition and now what happened in previous months?
No.
No.
What happened in Sweden? We don't listen.
She's probably going to be like, everybody loves Sweden because they're socialists. Now look at them. I haven't heard anything about Sweden.
Are they socialist?
Well, they're one of those countries that has like healthcare.
I mean, doesn't most countries have healthcare? I think we're like, if you look at the map of
we're
people
the
that
only
have,
country in like the Western civilized world,
like
that
first world country,
richest country in the world can't provide for their people.
Yeah,
doesn't want to.
No,
they want everything privatized so that you have to pay for it. And they get
I mean,
richer.
that's what I said on like one of my posts. I was like, there's Trump, sitting in the hospital getting the best medical care our taxpayer money could provide. But if we got sick, guess what? There ain't no taxpayer money taking care of us.
Mm-hmm.
Hell no. Mm-mm.
Iced Coffee
And
says the Dems only want mass migration because the banks and large corporations import migrants to boost consumer profits in their businesses, and they funnel tax money through them into their own pockets.
Iced Coffee, like this sounds some tinfoil on your head stuff.
He's a Quanon fan.
Do you believe the globalists eat babies like those QAnon people? Right. Don't tell me this Iced Coffee. Iced Coffee, don't tell me you believe like those conspiracy theories that the globalists eat like little babies that they eat. I mean, I'm sure there's like some undercover like stuff that's going on in the world that people they keep under wraps and don't know. I'm sure this happens. Like, I'm not, but I don't think I think these are those people, they're not in the public eye. They're not.
Yeah. You think even
it's not Biden. It's not Trump. Like, Trump probably don't even know who these people are. They're.
You think that if all the borders to America were closed, that these banks and large corporations wouldn't still get their money out of the citizens? Because they already have been, and they've been doing it for years.
But I know this. I've heard like this whole globalist conspiracy theory, but I really don't know the details of it. Like, they want like one world population of one global economy. I mean, we pretty much have a global economy. Like when our markets drop, you see them other places drop, But I don't know the ins and outs of all what they believe.
How can it be a global if the earth is flat? Iced Coffee.
What did Vicky say?
Boom, there goes your theory. Blew it up.
And I was telling you both about Poland country, who banned a community in their country to enter. You just think which community I'm talking about. I don't know which. I don't remember. Do you? What about Kamala Harris? I mean, I love some Kamala.
Are they trying to say they banned Muslims or something from coming into their country?
I don't know. Iced Coffee. Why is his hidden? They are grown women. Joe Biden sniffs inappropriate touches minors. No. Trump has been accused of the raping 14-year-olds.
Everything you accuse Biden of, Trump is accused of.
Yes.
Way more so. So how do you...
And he has court cases that he's fighting for.
Right.
Biden doesn't.
He doesn't have any.
Trump was best friends with the biggest, child sex trafficking, pedophile ring here.
They were like best friends. They hung out all the time. Like, why do you think that's the case?
The woman in it that was the Epstein's girlfriend in jail, he wished her well on a national press conference for the United States of America. Someone who's going to jail for the biggest sex trafficking ring in the U.S.
Anybody within that guy's circle, and Trump was one of them.
I mean, they accused Clinton of it too.
Sure, because Clinton
was a perv.
Yeah, he was, and he went to the island too. He's not discounted.
I
don't remember
when they said Clinton was probably on the list. I was like, oh yeah,
I don't remember seeing Biden hanging out with them or
Obama.
Yeah, strange, but they're the bad guys
because he sniffs people.
Right.
Hi, Akshat. Good evening. Oh, it's evening in India. Rajiv, I respect Democrats a lot because of John F. Kennedy. I mean, our president's a great president when they assassinate him. you know he
He's
must
doing
have
something right for the people, and they're like, we can't have that.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, if that's iced coffee, if that's your theory, like if that's the globalists doing that, and I'm like, well, yeah, there are probably some globalists behind that John F. Kennedy assassination,
Yeah.
But they sure ain't assassinating Trump, are they? Because you know why? He's for giving the tax breaks for this rich people. He's everything they wanted, probably,
If you're a friend of the rich, they'll be cool with you. But if you start messing with their money, that's why I didn't care about COVID until the economy crashed. And then he was like, who knew? Who knew this was going to be so bad?
Oh, we still didn't care then.
And everybody else.
We still didn't care then because the stock market, recovered.
He cared this much.
Even though
wanted it for a couple of weeks, and he's like, all right, now we got to open everything back up.
Mm-hmm. But because that's all he cared about, the stock market and appeasing to his rich, base that donate the money, and support him. The rich and the racist. That's what it is. That's if they had a documentary for Trump, it should be that. The rich and the racist.
Right.
Gabe, looking forward to all the liberals crying on November 3rd. Okay. You know who I see crying now? This is what is funny because I look at the news articles now with Trump, having COVID and people are like, they're not even like saying, oh, I wish he dies. Oh, I can't wait till they don't even say nothing about him dying. They'll even still, oh, I hope, because like I said, you don't want to wish this on your worst enemy. They'll just make remarks like, oh, I thought this was a hoax. And you should see the people. How could you respect, I was like, for a bunch of people who was talking about the liberals and snowflakes, it looks like y'all acting like the biggest snowflakes of all.
They are.
I'm like, you can dish it, but you can't take it.
That's why they got to carry guns on them at all times because they're scared of everything. They got to build walls because they're scared of an immigrant coming into the country. They want a safe space, but they blame you for everything that they're actually are the ones that
they're like, oh, you're fear mongering against the virus. But then if they see like one little protest for Black Matters walking down the street, and it's a peaceful, the peaceful ones in the daytime in like the most suburban areas.
Look at these thugs taking over the streets. All Mexicans are rapists and murderers. They coming for us. You better protect yourself. Get your guns. And gun sales went through the roof when all that stuff was going on. But the liberals are the ones that are fear-based. Like,
look at Vicky said, Amanda, you don't read properly. You read something else. Give this job to Mr. Amanda. He said, it's true. When the kids need help with English, I'm like, go to your dad. If they need help with math and science, I'm the one, right?
Mm-hmm.
English, I'm like, they want you to read, or at least Vicky does. What's the next one?
Joe Biden's moderate conservative. That's why people chose him. Yeah, he's not so radical. A lot of the radical ideas people can't get behind. But what's radical about the richest country in the world? We're paying the taxes. So when you say free healthcare and free college, it's not free. We're paying for it. We just want our dollars to go for something we want and need versus endless war and tax cuts and incentives for big corporations.
Mm-hmm.
It's just common sense.
Like when all this COVID stuff hit,
radical.
And they put out all these bills, that CARES Act to help people. I mean, it helped a little bit, but think of the billions they've given just to the corporations.
But they don't want people to be healthy and educated.
Mm-hmm.
That's how people stay in power, is you keep the people dumb and you keep them, as long as they're unhealthy, now they have to pay for the health care, the HMO system that Nixon helped set up. Ever since then, they've been raking in the cash, and it's been bullcrap. And people, you could do everything right and then have one medical condition or get into an accident, and now you owe over $1 million that you'll never be able to pay for the rest of your life. Your house goes into foreclosure. Everything's shut down, and you did everything right per the American dream. It's just not right.
It's much more profitable for them
to let you die
to
deny you coverage.
Medicate sick people than to cure them.
Mm-hmm.
It's much more profitable
because you keep that gravy train rolling.
India to go next year, 2021. Rajiv, what about Vice President Mike Pence? Is he having? No, they keep saying he's negative for COVID. They keep saying he's negative.
He's probably
let's
locked up
talk
in
about
that
this.
bunker, so
Can
he
we-
don't get it.
Yeah. Let's talk about this because he's negative, but also this whole timeline with Trump getting COVID. They released, like, the doctors went on TV yesterday and he was like, oh, he's had 72 hours. This is when the symptoms, and everybody was like, 72 hours. They had to like kind of go back and retract. No, the doctor misspoke. They were like, oh no, he's misspoke. Because if you knew you were 72 hours, if Trump knew he was positive, which they say he tests every day, everybody that comes in contact with him gets a test. So now it's the big thing is like, and it came out on that timeline that Wednesday morning he tested and knew he was positive. And after that, he wasn't having any symptoms yet. He was going to these rallies and fundraisers and not wearing a mask around all these people. And then it got you to thinking the debate night. Because the night he went to the debate, they showed up late, didn't get tested. Number one, they're like, oh no, he's tested every day. The honor system, that's what they told him. Oh, we're going on the honor system. He's tested all the time. He showed up late.
No honor.
So now it's the big thing. Everybody thinks like, is that why he did it? He went to the debate late and was like, oh no, it's too late now. Honor system. He gets tested all the time. He's negative, but now he comes out positive, and they're saying, how long does symptoms usually pop up after you get it?
5 to 7 days. And
his symptoms started popping up Thursday.
2 days after the debate.
And the super spreader event was on Saturday, the week before. So most likely he went to that event or the debate and he was positive.
Yeah.
Because the super spreader event was on the Saturday. The debate was on the Tuesday. He wouldn't get tested then. And then to make, what is it? Twist the knife even more. All of his people, his wife that's been tested positive, Melania, his aide that was like the first one to come out positive, they all went and sat in that audience. It was the rules, everybody in the audience to wear a mask. They went and sat, took the mask right off.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Fox News guy, Wallace, who, Fox News already leans to Republicans. Even he was probably mad because he's worried about they exposing him, but he's coming out saying the Trump family, like the people that ran the debate and that place it was at, coming, y'all need masks? We have masks.
They offered a mask.
And they were like, no.
They
wouldn't take them. They wouldn't take them. So I'm like, so is this now? Was this a blatant act that they did? Did they go in there trying to, they knew they were positive. Now they're going up in there trying to spread it to Biden and his people. I mean, Pence hasn't been tested negative. Biden's been tested negative, but also like they say, what Biden, like you said, like that's why they have the 2-week quarantine, right? Because even though you were exposed for 2 weeks, you can still test positive after it. It's a shame. Trump is trying to make it profitable for business to operate in America again, rather than produce everything offshore.
You know where all his MAGA hats are made?
China.
You know where all of his daughter's products are made?
China.
They're taking part of it too because they can make more money with it being offshore. It
China.
can still be profitable if they made stuff in America, but it makes them rich. But that's not good enough. They want to be ultra mega super rich.
And all these rich people like him,
America.
They put all their business there. They have this manufacturing because they don't have to pay. They can pay super cheap for it. They don't have to pay for the labor and all. And we have minimum wages and stuff like that. Do they have that in China? I don't think so.
No, they don't.
Andre's out. My aunt died from COVID
in May. Mm-hmm. She was my best friend, my life. 4 months before she died, my grandpa died, and they believe from COVID. September, my grandma passed.
I'm sorry, Andreas. I'm gonna cry. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Like, we stay safe from COVID,
Right.
But I cried Friday after I read that thing about, I'll start crying again. But I think that's one thing, like, they always wanted to shove or sweep COVID under the rug, but they can't, because when you have people all around you dying, getting
terribly sick.
You can't deny it.
Yeah, there's no denying the truth.
Mm-mm.
The truth doesn't care what you believe. Okay?
And I mean, I've been lucky. I've had family who's had it, and my uncle was in the hospital for over a week. We thought he was going to die, right?
Yeah,
and he was in the ICU.
He's got a lot of underlying conditions that they say support
and it was scary.
Something like that. And
that was early on. That was in March but he was in the and I really thought he wasn't going to make it.
Yeah.
You know? So that's what, I mean, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Amanda, salute to you as honest citizen. Oh, paying tax.
We pay taxes all the time.
President Nixon, I remember Watergate scandal.
Mm-hmm.
I do not really do politics for many reasons. I also come from a military family. Everyone, including my grandpa, served in the war. But I'm very ashamed that our president did not do more. Andrea's going to have me tearing up.
Yeah, I mean, he says he cares about America, and look at the state that it's in. And then they want to run ads like, this is Joe Biden's America if you don't reelect me. Like, no, this is currently happening under you. This is happening because you're the president. That's something I can't and you're responding poorly to everything.
It's like no sympathy or empathy. Like I hear
none at all.
Like how can you not hear a story like Andreas and how so many members of his family had died from this, and these were members that, you know, these are, as you said, military people that we honor, right? These are military people that have really served our country and fought for freedom, and these are people that, you know, should have the greatest honor.
Yeah.
You know. And they're dying, and you don't care about this? Like,
you call them suckers, you call them losers. I prefer, you know, people that didn't get captured or that didn't die in a war. And he's the military president, but he dodged service as well. Like,
look at
this is everything that the Republicans should hate, but they love when it's Trump.
Only Trump can negotiate with world leaders and bring jobs back to the U.S. Obama may have better character.
Less jobs in the U.S. than there's been in my entire lifetime. So
Obama may have been better character, but meanwhile, the economy crumbled under his leadership. No, it didn't.
The economy that Trump got that was ramping up for his first several years was riding on the coattails of what Obama laid the groundwork. And he took credit for it.
When Obama got in office, we had the Great Recession under George W. Bush.
The country was a smoldering pile of crap after when he left it.
Which you can't blame all of George W. Bush, because it was a lot of also Clinton's policies that made it crash, with, you know, giving the banks kind of free reign with
NAFTA.
the mortgages and
They're
stuff.
They're the ones that ran through NAFTA.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it was both George W. and Clinton's policies that pretty much made like the economy crash in the Great Recession.
The housing crash.
But Obama came in and, you know, I mean, you look at this, just look up the graphs and the statistics. Like Obama came in, it was boom. But then it was like, psh, and then Trump came in and it kept going, you know? It's like, but how easy is it to come in and lead a country when everything is already running great?
Right.
You know?
We can, like, I don't know, give you time to golf, for example.
And yeah, you can blame COVID. But there even been reports now that in February, before COVID really hit and crashed the economy, it was already starting to go down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't.
Yeah, there was all the reports are like, this is not going to be sustainable with his policies.
China took full advantage of Obama, and Sleepy Joe does not have the stamina or energy to deal with negotiating with China and bringing back jobs. Well, so Sanjay brings up a point that I was thinking watching the debate. I was like, watching Trump debate Biden, it had me thinking, like, is this how he goes in and has negotiations with other people?
He bullies them. He talks over them.
Isn't negotiation supposed to be about listening and learning from each other and coming to compromises? Like, this isn't, just watching him here, this isn't someone I want to represent me going into another country.
Right. He doesn't have respect for anything, only other dictators.
True.
Trump really wants to be like
an oligarch, like a dictator.
Putin. He wants to be the king of America and be in power forever. And then pass it on to his children.
Oh, and they've been I mean, books have come out with the people that have been at these other countries, like summits or whatever, and where he's interacted with other leaders. And like, what was it? What's his name that did the book? Bolton, right? Didn't he say when he went to China to meet with him that all Trump was like, come on, man, like, help me win the presidency, right? Like, and they're just like looking at him like, you are a fool. Like, I mean, they talk about that. They talk about how he goes in there and tries to like, get him to go corrupt with him, and
right.
And that's what do they? Oh wait, what did Biden
they
call?
Just probably hang out and laugh. They get on a conference call and laugh at his ass.
What did Biden call Trump during the debate? Putin's puppy.
Putin's puppy.
And I can see it.
He's on a leash.
Can't have my grandmother house, my cousin and family. Amanda, I know about President Calvin Coolidge. You might know more about him than me. Right. Oh wait, iced coffee is hidden. Half of the Proud Boys are black. That's not true.
That is not even close to true. You can't
listen,
be black and a Proud Boy. They won't let you in.
They have if you go to one of the pages talking about the Proud Boy, they have this one picture where, because the Proud Boys started as like a left or right, extreme right wing, organization. But on their page, they have like a group of the members just standing around, and they have this one black guy, right. And they're like, look, there's black guys in the Proud Boys.
They always pay somebody of color to show up with like a Trump sign. I love Trump and what he does for me.
There's like the token black guy for the Proud Boys, but
I saw it on the internet. It's true.
But like the leader is, white supremacist. He and all like a bunch of members like they could. I guess the Proud Boys don't have to be a white supremacist organizations, but 90% of the people are in that are not white supremacists. Oh wait, that's his name. I was reading his name. I was like, what? U.S. healthcare is ranked 17th in the world.
I thought we were number one.
And it's a difference from healthcare. If you have money, you can get great healthcare here. If you're rich, if you pay for it.
That's the name of the game in America. If you can pay for it, you can have it.
America is a wonderful place to live in if you have money and a lot of money. Oh yeah,
you're going to be struggling your whole life.
If you don't, you might
privilege
want to
go. No privilege.
You'll get better treatment if you go probably to I don't know.
More so for the underserved. I mean, it's the farther down you are in that economic chain, the harder it is for you to ever think about.
Yeah.
Unless you won the lottery or got famous somehow.
That's why people always like with my dad arguments and be like, people come here for get surgeries and healthcare. I'm like, yeah, because they're rich. They can afford it. If you can afford things here, you'll get the best.
Right.
But only the people who can afford it gets the best. And I ain't saying, listen, we're middle class. It's not like I'm not sitting here saying like we're struggling. We live a nice life.
We're doing okay, but I mean, we can't do whatever we want whenever we want to.
No, I mean, we work hard, like, save, have to pay our bills, struggle. There have been times we struggled a lot, but just, I don't know, for me, it's just like, even though I'm doing a lot better than most Americans, I would say.
But like I said before, what happens if you get in a bad accident?
Yeah.
Or what happens if there's a medical complication?
Or what happens
now you have to have surgery and spend a month in the hospital.
Or what happens,
and the bill's $1 million. Or
what happens if you lose your job? We would never be able to get. If he lost his job, we would be like stuck.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be able. If one of us got sick, we would probably have to go bankrupt and lose our house.
It's like you're going to have the choice between your health care and then like everything else. It shouldn't be that way.
Mm-hmm. That's why I said, even though we're doing well, able to get health care, able to afford a nice house and stuff, it doesn't mean I can't, don't. I would rather my tax money go for people who can't.
Right.
I don't think they're lazy. I think they were born into a situation where it's almost impossible to get out of.
Just ask the Republicans, what would Jesus do? They're the party of Jesus. You think Jesus would just, walk over the people that are homeless on the sidewalk and just be like, get it together, loser. Get a job. Take care of yourself. I ain't got time for you.
Trump supporters are mostly those that never left the town they grew up in for better opportunities and education. They were born in
generation
privilege.
after generation in that same town. So they stay confined and they stay dumb.
Billionaires
to anything
keep their
that's
money
going on in the world.
Billionaires keep their money in offshore holdings.
Yeah, and that's where most of Trump's money is from, and then all the loans and stuff he's got from these foreign countries. That's why they're saying they can.
Look, I like this
taxes.
GOP guy. He knows dollar backs most of world currencies, and it.
Right.
I mean,
the
that's
petrodollar.
Yeah, that's why they
that's
want
why you
oil.
go to war with those countries over oil and stuff, because whenever they want to try to get off America back in the currency for the oil, America doesn't want any part of that. We're going to go to war. We're going to take you out, and
that's why when it's like, you're like, why can't they believe in climate change? Like billionaires have to live in this world too. Do they not care about preserving it? No, because the dollar is backed by oil, and oil is one of the biggest polluters,
Mm-hmm.
So if they said climate change wasn't a hoax and actually did something about it, they would lose their billions.
Of course. So yeah, it's got to be a hoax. Clean coal.
Trump hospitalized is good news. He can drink all the Clorox he wants to.
Yeah.
Trump's doctor is going to give us an update in 5 minutes, waiting for more lies. I'll listen to that. And
Modi supporters are more likely to support Trump blindly.
There's a bunch of pics and videos of Biden doing it. Yeah. I was like,
you saw it on the internet, iced coffee. You saw it
must have been true.
It must be true.
Trump supporters are cultists. They want to kill libtards, buy ammunition. COVID and my grandma.
Obama and Bill made many trips to Lolita Island. You did see
Obama?
You did see all the videos and all the pics of Trump hanging out with on Lolita Island guy. What's his name? Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein. You think
Obama,
he killed himself too?
They've showed all the stuff that Bill Clinton was on the registry stuff, and I was like, that's true. They haven't showed Obama.
Never once.
That would have been everywhere. The iced coffee's just making up stuff now. You're showing your true Trump supporter colors, I hear, iced coffee.
Right, he's trotting out the iced lies.
Oh, Vicky, you better read Vicky's.
Do you know Tulsi Gabbard of Trump's side and Kamala Harris of Joe Biden's side? Both ladies are Indians. Well, not fully Indians, but
Modi is violently anti-Muslim. They're PM of India.
Yeah.
Hello, John Wick.
We're fine.
Oh, wait. He's talking ice coffee. Is it one of your claims? Oh, yeah. He's saying, give us proof. Trump is isolating himself for his own safety. He's ice coffee. Is there Kool-Aid in that coffee?
Ice Kool-Aid.
Ice coffee got Kool-Aid in that coffee. I mean, he watched that video and was like, oh, yeah, look. Trump could have been bunkered up in his White House, and no, he's got to go out and get, like, that video was crazy. It was like, I could have been, locked up in the White House, but what good does that do? What good is being locked up in the White House? So I'm going to go to the hospital and be locked up. I'm like, that don't even make sense. I don't understand. From the hospital, from the White House or hospital, you're locked up both places with COVID, You have COVID. You're locked out.
That COVID.
What do you think? Who is going to win U.S. election? I mean,
I think just like last time, the Democrats going to win the popular vote.
I'm sure,
but 100%. I don't think Trump is going to allow it. He's already been laying the groundwork of saying that there's ballots are fraudulent. He's trying to get all of his supporters rallied to go to polling places and put pressure on people voting.
We talked about this, I think, when I was on Wednesday.
He's going to make something up. It's going to be all lies. There's going to be nothing to substantiate it, but they're going to be like, we have proof that we won't release because it's classified that this was a fraudulent election. So therefore, I can't allow it, and I'm going to turn it over to my Supreme Court that I've installed. And they're going to rule on who's the president. Oh, it's me? Surprised.
I think Biden's going to win, but Trump's going to fight it tooth and nail, even trying to call up his Proud Boys and all the other people to try to cause some kind of crazy chaos. And
just like if he won 4 years later, he's going to still try to be the president for a third term.
Oh, he's already
some
said
kind
that.
of way.
He's already said that.
He wants to be the last president of
He
the
was like,
United States.
he's like, we're going to win this and then another 4 more years because they owe me.
They owe me.
Trump enabled billionaires that don't pay taxes to keep their money in offshore holdings. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing. People are like, oh, Trump, he's against it. I'm like, no, he's not. He's not against. He creates these tax laws to do it. And on top of it, like,
look at that. Tulsi means basil and Kamala means lotus. Both are Leafs names.
Oh. Look it up, GOP. There's pics of Bill with one of the underage girls. No, we want to know about this Obama claim.
Yeah, look up where
Google Obama and Epstein. Is he going to be on? Is he going to be? First of all, number one, iced coffee. Photos can be photoshopped, right? Even videos can be photoshopped. We were reading
that
one
whole
story.
fake video of all kinds of people.
And we're reading that story, how that can become like a real problem, all these videos that are manipulated and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But if this was true, do you not think it would be all of them would have the Obama and Epstein pictures everywhere? Like it would be the biggest news.
They're still sending memes about how today, as we sit here, there's still memes from the right going on about how Hillary Clinton lost the election. We freaking know. Who cares? Remember that time we won over her? Yeah, let's keep talking about it.
Oh, wait, that's what it's called. Dunning-Kruger effect?
The Dunning-Kruger
Wasn't
effect.
that the video, how when you can edit it? No, I think that's what GOP is talking about because we read that whole story. I was surprised about Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles where Senator Robert F. Kennedy was assassinated. It's completely rubbish to demolish Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles. Oh, they demolished it because he was assainated there?
They tried to cover up
the evidence.
Like when that plane hit the Pentagon after they lost trillions of dollars and couldn't account for it.
Do you know what a satire is? Not surprising, Trump represents 85% of diabetes. Really? You mean diabetes?
And don't forget, red states are the biggest users of government aid.
It's crazy. And none of them, mostly a lot of the poorly educated white people
are Trump supporters. He loves the poorly educated because they vote for him. If they were smart, they wouldn't vote for him.
And they've gone into these counties and talked to them, and they don't even realize the government support they get, Social Security and all that kind of stuff, is the government aid and socialism and exactly what they're trying to fight against. That's what makes it funny. You look up top educated people, percentage wise, PhDs, people with master's degrees.
People with
it's all blue.
Yeah.
It's always been blue. Democrats, the highest percent of educated people are
That's
blue.
why all the major populated metropolitan areas where all the big, science centers of science and health and universities are always blue. Why?
Mm-hmm.
And then the further rural you go, the further out you go, the more red it is.
Don't trust those news polls. Trump could win. Most America are paranoid. Trump will do anything to win. I am sure he'll use Corona to gain sympathy. Mike Pence is very weird. He doesn't talk at all. What if Trump dies because of COVID? Then what will happen? Oh, I know. I know. We thought about that. And the polls were wrong with Hillary. Everybody was stunned of the polls of Hillary. But that's the biggest thing is I think if it was a fair election, right now, if they just had without all the tampering, trying to stop the mail-ins and stop all this, if there was just a fair election, 100% Biden would win.
Mm-hmm.
But they're doing everything to try to disrupt it. And it's even crazy because what did they said when Trump came out, it was at a press conference. I don't think it was the debate, but he was like, oh, they're already showing, ballots being thrown in the trash.
Mm-hmm.
And they were Trump ballots. Look how they're, already. And then, what came out, the story? It's because the Republicans in the Trump administration passed this law now that ballots have to be in this special envelope. And those ballots that were thrown away were not in that envelope. And that's why they didn't count.
And they have to have special
So
drop
he
locations.
is passing
and
these
moving all that.
laws, which, you know, are hurting the mail-in ballot voting.
They're hurting his base because they can't.
But he's using that to say that's like there's fraud. But he's the one who actually passed. It's just crazy to me. It's crazy. Where are we at? Amanda, tell me if I am a bad person because I feel good that Trump is hospitalized and I hope it gets worse. Joshua Starks wants to know if I'm live streaming for every COVID. Where's the Biden dementia worsen stream?
I work in a hospital, and there's many doctors that will verify that Trump is actually the one with dementia. Like they're like, he's got dementia. All the signs, everything that he says, everything that he does, everything about it is like dementia. So there's that. And then when he talks out of his head, you could go, well, yeah, that's probably, yeah, he can't complete a thought because he goes from one thing to the next.
Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Biden. I think they made the worst decision, but I think Biden was right in his debate. Trump is the worst president America ever had. 100%. 100%.
Yep. Not even close.
Even compared to Nixon, who they would say is like the most corrupt.
Nixon,
because
Reagan.
At least when Nixon got caught, he resigned.
He was like, oh, the chicken's out. I'm out of here.
Yeah. Trump stays in and feeds just more lies and has like the whole, I wouldn't say the whole country, but at least
about half
really like brainwashed to believe that things in the news or anything that comes out about him is fake, except if it's good. If it's good, it's not fake.
Real. If it's not, it's fake news.
Anything bad that comes out, that's why I'm like,
believe me.
Real. That's why people call it cult stuff, because this is real cult stuff going on.
It's the most cultish thing that they've ever had. It's tantamount to like Germany in the 30s, like with Hitler coming to power and everybody just chanting behind him no matter what. It's fascism come to America. It really is.
And even all the manipulation now, that's why I'm saying it's sad that, they can't even be transparent about him being sick now and in the hospital and putting out these videos and staging these things. He's signing a blank piece of paper like this is some Kim Jong-un stuff. This is some North Korea, your government, taking over and trying to control. And what do you think the MSM is 100% supporting Democrats? The MSM is controlled by 6 corporations globally. They're elite banks, Democrat, not because they benefit. They want all Dems in because they profit the most that way, not because they care about people. Banks and corporations only care about increasing their profit and control. Why do you think that all these respected Republicans that have been in the military for years, gotten, honored Republicans, why do you think they're all coming out against Trump? Like over 500, right? Republicans, advisors, people that have been, in the Pentagon, 4-star generals.
All the people that he had on his cabinet that have left and are speaking out against
Not
him.
even just like some of them, like one of the latest guys, he's had retired. He was under Obama in the Pentagon, 4-star. I forgot his name. 4-star general under Obama. He was under Trump, retired under Trump, and now he's coming out because he's the national security. I really think Trump is a huge national security. I think he's conflicted with getting all this money overseas, and now he owes like $400 million in debts to all these countries. We don't even know. That's what they said. Are these countries overseas? And if you're $400 million in debt, you don't think there's some kind that the money's coming? Like he has to pay the loans. They say in the next years or so. You don't think he would do something to? Because it's not like America where you can just go like all his other companies where he just, I'm going to claim bankruptcy. I'll be all right. I'll just claim bankruptcy. You ain't claiming no bankruptcy in foreign countries. They're going to come kill you, And you don't think that's some kind of national security threat? True, the truth don't care what you believe. It's so funny how whatever Trump said about COVID, it's Biden who wants to stop working on a vaccine if the precious death count is so high. What did he say? Funny how whatever Trump said about COVID, it's Biden wants us to stop working on a vaccine. I don't understand what he's saying. Why do people have to eat insects and other disgusting things, and also bat soup, which is said to have caused the COVID? We in India prefer only vegetables. It's better that way. I mean, that's what they say, that they got it from eating those bats, right? I mean, and that's one thing I'm like, they need to have. That's where they get a lot of these diseases, is those meat markets where they take like live animals and they sell them at those meat markets. And they said all kind of diseases have popped up from those.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you on that, Arnav. Being from India, you should watch Jallianwala Bagh massacre on YouTube. Another thing, despite what many autopsies say, even if COVID was the cause of death, it will be added to the COVID death count. Tell them about this, Greg.
That's wrong. People, that's been debunked.
Greg works in the
time and
hospital.
time again.
That's another false news you're getting.
COVID affects the body's systems because it deprives them of oxygen, and you go into Brady-Kinnan storm. Okay, so if you have underlying conditions and COVID gets in there and starts screwing them up, and it's your pancreas that fails, and you die because of that. You know what I mean?
It's COVID's death. I mean, you wouldn't have died if you didn't get COVID. Right?
That wouldn't have happened.
But also, you work with the doctors. Would they really put their medical license on the line to lie about a death?
Right. If they wouldn't have got COVID, they still would have lived for years and years and years and years.
But also, medical doctors, MDs, have to sign off on a death certificate, right?
Mm-hmm. They're not just fraudulently out there saying, yeah, if we just keep saying COVID, then what will happen? What's going to be the difference if they say COVID or pancreas? Like,
you think these doctors would really put their medical license on the line? Because they can lose it. They can lose it from being fraudulent. You think they're going to do that because why? To say it's COVID? Because they think they get more money from the government when it's a COVID patient?
No. No, it's a globalist conspiracy that all these doctors are in bed together and they want to lie. For what reason?
That's what I'm saying. It's just so much lies out there, misinformation, and it's being spread by the
people believe
Trump
what they want to believe.
And it's just crazy.
And because people believe what they want to believe, it really shows the true character of that person. If you're going to believe the lies and the misinformation about stuff,
And then we got a businessman. It's no surprise if COVID wouldn't happen, we would have paid off the net. Oh no, Joshua Stark. He thought we were going to pay off the net. Go look up the graph of the national debt, even before COVID. Right. Go look, do some Joshua Stark.
The day before COVID hit, Trump was there with a check.
You should
ready to pay off the debt. And so, COVID.
It's continually gone up even under Trump. Go look it up.
Yeah.
Go look it up. Do research, Joshua Stark. Not just repeat what you heard.
They always say the Democrats just want to run up the debt and charge people more money to cover it. Well, it's gone up even more under Trump. So before COVID. So
they like to say that too because they want to have an excuse of why they give even more tax credits for the rich. Oh, because we have this excess money.
Right. We have all this money. What should we do with it?
Look it up. Look it up.
Take
the graphs.
Care of people that need it, or help people that already have the means to help themselves.
Declassified documents show Nixon and Kissinger both unparliamentary terms. The Gandhi, I don't know. At the time, America was staunch allies with Pakistan, opposed to independent Bangladesh, and were obviously to the massacre of innocents. Oh, he's talking about that thing on YouTube to watch. I'll have to go back and see the name of it. Man, I also know about President Calvin Coolidge. He was instrumental in resolving the Boston police strike. You probably know more about it than me. Right. I didn't even know that. When was he president? Calvin Coolidge. Do you know what year?
Like the 20s.
Was it the 20s?
Maybe. Make up your mind. Do you want Trump to do what's best for America or please a foreign government and the corporation. Trump has never done what's best for America. Not at all.
He does.
And if you think so, you've been duped.
Oops. Sounds like Black Lives Matter.
They do.
It's true. New shopping makes a job soon. Read Vicky's. She don't like when I read hers.
In between, there was a new fashion of wearing masks under the nose. But now the newest fashion is wearing masks under the mouth, only on the chin. Yeah, those people are ridiculous.
Mandarin President Calvin Coolidge was instrumental in resolving the Boston strikes. That's what fascinated me. Oh, Rupam's here. In debate, Trump said that India, China, and Russia are hiding actual data of COVID cases. As an Indian, I don't know about Russia and China, but I can surely say that in India we have clear data each day. I mean, they fact checked that debate and probably didn't they? They
you
like
fact check anything that comes out of Trump's mouth, and within minutes you could debunk it with facts and evidence.
I fact check things he says from one press conference to another. I'll watch. That's why I said I don't think people watch his whole press conferences, because he'll say one thing at one and then say the completely different thing at another. I'm like, he's lying on top of his lies, That's why I say he's got dementia. I'm like, he don't remember all that he says.
You can't keep track of it.
Oh, ma'am, I salute to you and sir for going with flow. Trump is real investment.
Has real investment in India too. Do you know that liberals in India and whoever opposes India are so dumb? They lose every time so quickly. That's the power India got nowadays. Thank God.
Dems scare with climate change, but want mass migration. I don't know why he keeps saying this mass migration.
I've never heard any Democrats going, we need millions of immigrants, undocumented, to come into this country right now. That's the only thing that'll save us. Never one.
And that's one thing that was bad and against Biden and Obama was they did have those camps for the Mexican immigrants, even under Obama.
Because it was still an issue then, and they were trying to appease the right as well. Yeah. Because, they were trying to create some kind of unity.
It's not like they were like, oh, here, come on in, Right. Higher tax for climate change means more production and trips to work to pay for it. Dems make 0 cents.
Higher tax for climate change.
Well, they put taxes on, like, when things are regulated. Like, if a company pollutes more, they get higher tax things for pollution.
Right. So Trump,
because the only way to make people do anything is in a pocketbook.
Trump removes all that and removes all those sanctions. So now they're polluting our air and water because the Republicans don't breathe and drink water, I guess.
Joe Biden is a true statement. Yes, Indian Americans, Joe Biden for sure. Democrats will. I don't know.
Win.
Oh, will win. They need to clean the White House. If Trump has COVID, he can't stay there until it's clean.
It's never clean while he's in office. It's a filthy, filthy house of despair.
No Trump for us. I watch TV, BBC News. Mm-hmm. Official records have shown that the Indian medical tourism industry is growing 18% by this year. It is estimated to be worth $9 billion. There's a lot of American British people coming to India for medical operations, which cost them a lot in their native country. And most super rich Indians, including Bollywood stars, always go to America for medical treatment because they can afford it.
Yeah. You can afford it. You can have it.
Mm-hmm. And there's Vicky's. I think we're caught up with comments, though. Mm-hmm. What did Vicky say?
American CB catch a great quantity of drugs. And in that drug case, there were 2 or 3 Bollywood big stars. Name came out. I hope you all understand who are they. Media even showed the names.
They're talking about, so I don't know if you have been keeping up with it, because on our Wednesday is where we'll keep up with it. There's been, they had the one guy's suicide. Shashank. I don't know if, do you remember that? You remember that?
Yeah. He died, and then all these other people were dying around him, like within the same time.
Well, not dying, but like coming out with the nepotism in Bollywood and all that stuff. But now they're all also saying like there's a big drug ring in there, and all these like famous Bollywood people are like getting arrested and questioned and all this kind of stuff for like drugs. And even ones like that Deepika, she was the Pajami Mastrani movie. I know I'm saying it wrong,
Pastrami?
Yeah. All right. I think we're caught up with comments.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else I want to say.
I
know Joshua Stark says all my latest live. Well, it's been my impromptu live streams, but that's like the biggest news here to talk about. And I'm gonna tell you, like, I cover entertainment. Y'all know I do my Bollywood reactions. I do my movie trailer reactions, but I haven't wanted to really watch shows. Like, real life is more crazy and I wouldn't say entertaining,
all right,
but more interesting to watch than any movie you can give me right now, you know? So, of course, this is what is on everybody's mind, I think.
Mm-hmm. It is.
So this is what I want to talk about. Yeah, we're doing the live streams because things are so crazy here right now. It's 1 month until the election.
And all this is going down. Trump's in the hospital. Don't know how it's going to end up. People are crazy. He's calling to arms the Proud Boys and all of his people to keep an eye on the election while he's away. And you know they're going to say some fraudulent stuff. I'm hearing reports that things are fraudulent. We can't. I told you the Democrats are going to pull something. We can't count any of the ballots except mine.
Do you think, though, for the people that actually has a little bit, do you think, first of all, do you think there's Trump supporters that actually have a little bit of sense left? Like a little bit, not just totally like brainwashed to think everything's fake news and all that stuff.
At this point, I
mean, I wouldn't say that all the people that plan on voting for him don't think he is like this Lord and Savior, you know, like not following like this cult, you know, leader. You can't say that. You think people that actually still, after everything that happens.
I think when he first got elected, you could go, you know, I'm just tired of the politics as usual. And to get somebody else in there that's not a politically affiliated can get things done differently and hopefully better. But then once they saw the reality, if they had any sense, they'd have been like, oh, no, this guy's a clown. I can't take anything serious.
Yeah, the first time he was elected.
But if you're still in the Trump camp after all this time, I can't rationalize any reason why you would still want to be if you had any sense about it. They tout what he's done, the promises made and kept. He hasn't kept any promises. Where's the wall that Mexico paid for? Where's the health care that's better than Obamacare?
Oh, yeah, his secret
health care. None of that happened.
In 2016, remember, he was like, oh, no, I have a secret health care plan that was going to be revealed.
He's still talking about it, and they were like, what is it? What's your health care plan?
And he still says it.
Believe me, we have one. I know more than doctors. I know more about war than generals.
No, some stuff he has come through that he said, but it hasn't been good.
Yeah,
he drained the swamp. Yeah, he drained the pandemic team and got rid of the pandemic team. And now we're in a big pandemic when you had a whole team that could have kept track of it. It's kept track of like the first case came in, started, you know, like you got rid of all the swamp and these people that were vital. And that's why we're kind of in this situation we're in now. Yeah, you drain that swamp, you know?
His cabinet is the swamp. Every person he puts in charge of something is the exact opposite of what needs to be in charge of that.
And especially when, you know, everything come out, I'm talking about my India people right now, right? They want to talk about like the nepotism in Bollywood, right? The nepotism there, you know, look at the nepotism now in our government, in his cabinet. All of his family now have these high positions and these cabinet positions that Ivanka, she like made purses and now she's qualified to be like
national security clearance.
I know.
Like, look at the conventions. Look at the people that spoke at a convention. Almost everybody was his family members and then the My Pillow guy. Like, that's who's backing you?
And that's what I wanted to say. All these people who like he touted before. Remember, he was like, oh no, look at this lady's talking about COVID. And everybody came out and said she was crazy because she was talking about demon sperm and all this stuff. I'm like, he don't have these people treating him.
Yeah, how come she's not the number one doctor taking care of him right now?
I'm gonna tell you one thing. He will be known as the biggest con man ever in history.
Right. He'll be infamous for being the worst president of all
And
time.
biggest con man. And I just wonder after he's finally out, hopefully it's this November, but maybe if it's in another 4 years, another 8 years when he's after a civil war and we having to like fight the Proud Boys versus us to get our democracy back, whatever it is, and all the real truth comes out that they've been kept hidden. I hope eventually people will see like, wow, I was really duped.
I don't think so. They're too proud. Too proud to admit it. Too racist to the core.
Even with Hitler, those people that followed him afterwards, don't you think they saw the error of their ways and was like, oh, wow. I don't know. I just hope that's
I'm sure there was a few, but I think a lot of them, I don't know.
What's wrong with my comments? Or just nobody's commenting?
They done.
Uh-oh. Wait, what did I do? Well, I guess so. Well, we can wrap it up. It's been an hour. And I even said, Greg, just come over a little bit and let's talk in an hour, 30 minutes later.
Mm-hmm.
But we've enjoyed it.
Yeah. Oh, it's
11:30. And I really wanted that because I've been talking, like they said, for all week about Trump and stuff. But I just thought it would be good for you to come on and give your opinions and talk about it too.
Mm-hmm.
And Allison got to see you. She left fast, didn't she?
Yeah.
She took some screenshots of you and left.
She'll be good for another few weeks.
Well, I won't be on again. No more live streams until my normal one on Wednesday. Greg won't be there. But maybe, every now and then we'll come and do a little surprise one.
Maybe. We'll keep you guessing.
All right, y'all. Take care. Stay safe.
That's right.
Until next time. Bye.